Hello, Val. Wilhelmina here. Today is December the 20th, 2015. It's 8 o'clock at night. Instead of starting my movie, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a Christmas present for you. I've just been reading in my Kindle. I've got some of my books in there. After Jerry died, he died in October, and I stayed in Asheville until the following June, about 9 months or something. And during that time, I amused myself by looking into my own old journals and reorganizing things. And I made up a lot of my journals into a collection of little books that I call tiny books. What I'm going to read you now is my tiny book number 9. The title of it is Flyspecks on the Window of My Life. It's just little odds and ends, and the kind of a life that I was living at that time is the kind of life that you are living in your dreams. So I have a photograph there to start it, which I say it was taken somewhere in the Great Smoky Mountains. But the valley is very similar to our own little corner of Cartugajay. It was a lovely place. We were so fortunate to have lived there for a while. Now I'll start right in on number 1 of my Flyspecks. And the date on this is January 6, 2014, not that long ago. Gosh, yeah, not that long ago. I've been digging through the dusty old albums I've stashed away in the back closets of my computer, and I'm finding things I like in there. Browning photographs and dried rose petals and sprigs of fragrant herbs. I've been meaning for years to get in there and do some shuffling and sorting, and I'm thinking, why not now? I'm here in Asheville until late spring, till June actually. I have time on my hands, and the thought of working through my old memories pleases me. So does the thought of sharing them with you. Number 2, Appalachia. For the next while, I'll be drawing from a journal I kept during the 2 years Jerry and I spent in the western mountains of North Carolina. I began the journal on November 21st, 1997. The subtitle of my journal book is Appalachia, Day by Day. We lived in a tiny rural valley as beautiful as you could imagine, with cows in rolling green fields and deciduous trees on the hills all around. The name of the valley was Cartugajay, near the town of Franklin. I've made up my mind. I'm going on a small adventure. Would you care to come? It will be grand. We'll see flowery meadows and waters dancing with sunshine. We'll have an easy look at the land. And when we get weary, we'll come home, stretch our legs before the fire, and gab till it's way past time to retire. I have my boots laced on, and I've loaded my pack with enough sandwiches for 2, so there's plenty of lunch for you. I'll carry the load. We'll set out on the road, and if we like what we see, we won't rush back for tea. But if you're not up to a stroll today, I'll stay home. I'll lose myself in a book or write another poem. I have so many places inside my head. I can have a good hike and never get out of my bed. Okay, this next one's called Walker in the Snow. Oh, this is one of my old neighbors there. Goes back to 12/30/97, December 30th, 97. Old Carl Turnquist. You shuffle past my window like the ghost of Christmas past. With both your knobby hands you grasp your walking stick like a drunken sailor clinging to the mast. How your trousers buckle at your old bent knees. How your old green jacket flaps behind you in the winter breeze. How your leg bones wobble as you pole your way along the snowy lane. Old Carl Turnquist. 2 blue eyes are staring at you through a dusty window pane. And then I got another little thing called Cantaloupe. Cantaloupe hadn't a hope of winning the beauty prize. Potato won it. Here's how she done it. She batted all of her eyes. Next one, number 6, called 30 Degrees, January 16th, 98. Yesterday's snow blew past my study window in big flakes that looked like torn theater tickets. When the storm settled down and I went walking, the snow lay on the rounded cow pastures like robes of white fur. Today, what's left of the snow is molded over our rural mailbox like a silver mask. That's all there is to that one. Number 7, this old house. Oh, we had just a tiny little house, so sweet. All by itself. January 17th, 98. In this old house today, we've got the Prairie Home Companion on the radio. It's Saturday, and we always listen, 'cause we really like the show. The music's full of static, we can only hear the beat. But Jerry sweeps me up to dance a waltz in our slippers and sock feet. I like the glass knobs here in the living room and on the kitchen door. And I don't mind that in the back porch by the washer there's a soft spot in the floor. I like the rainy weather too. I tell myself, this time we're going to stay. But I know that really, for the two of us, home is only where we are today. Number 8, Another Mile, January 17th, 98. This old house in our blue nest of mountains will keep us happy for a while. And then we'll up and go again, because that's our style. Actually, I'd put my name in there, but and then I have, whoops, I crossed out my name there. I just about let my cloak of invisibility slip a little. Don't want you to get a glimpse of my bare shoulder. Might turn you on. So then let me get going on this. As long as there's another road, we'll want to see the sights around the farthest bend. We're coming up to 60 now, and we may keep on moving till the very end. Yes, this old house will hold us for a while. Then we'll load up another U-Haul truck and drive on down the road another mile. I have a footnote for that. From August 2005 I made that footnote. We did leave North Carolina. Since then, we've lived for 1 year. So that was 98 to 2005. We've lived for 1 year in South Wellington on Vancouver Island in British Columbia, Canada. Then we were 2 years on the road, living in a little trailer and exploring the western states. Then we lived for 18 months in the apple orchards of Wenatchee, Washington. For the past 2 years, we've been living in the Sonoran Desert in Tucson, Arizona. Oh yeah, we got around more than that. So here we are at number 10. I had a cold. This is January 29th, I got 97. Maybe it was 98. I had a chest cold when we first moved into our snug little house in the western mountains of North Carolina. I lay in bed, and I dragged myself around the house, and I coughed until there was a sore spot in my back. But on the 16th of December, I got the cure. The sun was shining warm that afternoon against the back of the house, and I shuffled out to the porch swing, where I sat and looked down at the level, grassy spot by the well. I thought, that would be a dandy place to make a garden. How big should it be? Where should I put the blueberries? I'm going to stop there because we're coming up to 10 minutes, but this story goes on for a while. So I will be back as soon as I get all my buttons pushed right.